Hello and welcome to Let's Plays Disco Elysium Part 27. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I'd really appreciate it if you considered becoming a Patreon. Okay.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
So, we have this mission from Everett, which we're probably going to try to muck up because, let's face it, he's a slimy bastard. I was asked to get your signature. Hand her Everett's envelope. Were you? Her eyes dart back and forth on the paper. This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building? Everett's planning to turn some of the village into a youth centre. What a nice idea! Wouldn't have thought that. Her voice trails off. She sounds incredulous about the niceness of the idea. Thought what exactly? That Everett and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. She shakes her head. Well, I guess Union members have children too. And those members have a vote when electing the head of the local chapter. So she seems like she'd be happy to sign. Second thought, don't sign the papers. Aye, if you say so. She plucks on her net. Probably better that way. I mean, who likes construction noise? The question is Everett actually going to do something good for these people? I just feel like it's got to be a con of some sort. So, that's my motor carriage. In the sea, by the way. Point to the sunken vehicle. Oh, she looks at she looks at the direction pointed. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? It's an installation. Wet your lips. Very conceptual. An installation? She raises her eyebrows. Us poor people are stupid and don't get installations. All I see is a heap of trash. This actually calls for a funeral, I think. You are suggesting we honour the carcass of my former motor carriage? Aye, feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty and all that. What an odd thought. Maybe I should. Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least. Life world? Someone's been reading up on last century Gottwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now. Alright, I'm in. But organising a funeral takes a lot of time and effort, doesn't it? Oh yeah, she says with a chuckle. You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest just to leave them there and let nature take care of it. That's all we have time for right now anyway. The lieutenant looks at you sympathetically. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere. It's a pity we don't have time to do more frivolous side activities like rejuvenate the doomed commercial area, or... The lieutenant looks at you almost gently. Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on things we do get to do. Like the murder investigation, for example. He liked the Capri funeral idea. So, what do you do around here? Like I said, fish mostly, sail the waves, take care of the kids. Pick nets. Right now, I'm towing a little skiff. Is that enough to make a living? Sometimes I also walk the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises. Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her. This is what's called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded right now. Walking on the beach sounds quite romantic. Oh, very, she laughs, finding pieces of glass, bits of wood. Every once in a while we get dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. What else? She looks at the beach. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general, but most of the time it's just wood and glass. Very romantic. Alright, major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely. I need to know about those human bodies. Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, officer. She shakes her head. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life already. A very unattractive bunch. Yeah, maybe steer clear of the things reminding her of the floater she used to be married to. Just saying. So, I take it that's your skiff? Point at the overturned boat. Sure is. The Sun, I call her. Coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue. Sunny days? Put your hand in the rain. Aye, she looks at the rain. Circles on the water. Sunny days. You got a problem with that? No, ma'am. We have no quarrel with sunny days, says Kim. Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day. Bad news for the skiff, bad news for the nets, bad news for the kids. There's a moment's silence. She looks at the rain streaming down the yellow belly of the boat. When do you think the boat will be ready? In time, she replies with a nod and asks. When the sea turns and the winds settle, she will be ready. My prediction? It will be at least 2 days. I think I may have asked her about, all the people I'm looking for. Looks like we have exhausted our options. And chatting her up right now doesn't seem like a great idea. You have to find somewhere romantic on the coast for that. And there's probably more important things for us to do.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
I was asked to get your signature. Aye? What's this about? She takes out the documents and squints her eyes. Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says. Everett wants to turn part of the village into a youth centre. Ha! She lifts the paper very close to her face and studies it intently. I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is going to be a street. The best part. The part we need to get out of our houses. Have you asked Lillian about this? I won't even consider signing till I know she's on board. She hands the envelope back. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't seem like he's really considering the people. Okay, so I think I may explore a little more until evening. And I will try to sing karaoke. It's a big mission. Rust, eat and letters read. Mazut. Mazut. The rear tyre of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. That's the Noland Vinksink, an unsuccessful model. Relax, it's not yours. You didn't crash every MC and Revit car, hopefully. Ooh. A kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. Ooh. Ice, 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 baby. Ooh. Before you, a drawbridge. It can only be lowered from the other side. Ooh. A school of fish huddle around the fence post, then scatter into the dark. Oh, so there's this... I see. Yeah. Full of holes. Could the posts hide some treasure? Look inside. Health. Magnesium. Oh, lots of stuff in these posts. Wow. Did not expect to find so much loot. Okay, how do we get to the other side here, I wonder? We can loop around. That's useful. It must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Oh, balancing stones. And here's someone interesting to talk to. Oh, and the music is coming from there. A cell. A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Oh, hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. Dear child, it's freezing. Where is your hat? She looks up at you, distracted. Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder. You should have a hat on.
So should you.
I have. You don't have to do anything. I should and I do. Point to your hat.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's nice. You should wear one too if you plan on staying outside in this weather.
Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
Your pulse rises. What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law. What kind of... Is that kind of language really necessary?
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. I was concentrating on something else. My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me.
There's a pained expression on her face. She'll answer your questions now. What are you doing out here in the cold? Recording, I guess. And what is it you're recording exactly? I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell, not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound. She scratches her forehead. Wait, what happened to the headphones? My boyfriend sold them. What for? I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life. A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious. And what are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps. The musicians in the Elysium use them for making music. They loop the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain. Just nod. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be like a music place anyway. She rubs her shoulders and looks around. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer. She looks at the recording device, the thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape. It's turning out to be an empty fantasy. She feels childish, very useless all of a sudden. Take this, you're cold. The lieutenant begins to take off his jacket. No man, fuck that. I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck. It's okay, the lieutenant backs up. He throws you a glance. Or should I give her my hat? Okay, I have my hat. You need this more than I do. Thanks, she puts it on. It's a bit large for her. You said it's supposed to be a music place. What is? That, she nods towards the church. The boys think it could be a place, like the Elysium or something. Stupid, really. She pauses. Not gonna be a Elysium, that's for sure. The boys? Yeah, Andre and the guys. They're inside, in the tent. And why is that? Why are you freezing out here with the boys inside? They got too much stuff crammed in there. There's no room. Stuff like what? Music stuff mostly, like this tape recorder but bigger. And there's piles of it. You mean like those headphones your boyfriend sold? Yep. She squints her eyes a little. They were pretty. I'm sorry we sold those. Why not just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze? That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold. I have some other questions. What's your name? Aisley? Her hair is dyed blonde with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness. Aisley who? I'm not a young suitor. This is official police business. Oh, well, she hesitates. It's Berger. You have little reason to doubt that's her real name, but she is not all that surprised by this cop show questioning, is she? Tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church. It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music. Got there eventually. Like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Elysium. Except that, yeah, she looks at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structures lets out a doleful shriek. What is anodic dance music? You know, anodic. Cathodic? Music that's made with electronic instruments. Electronic instruments? Like what? Thin synthesizers and tape consoles, microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but it isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that. You see clear, beautiful, violent flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. That is what the future will look like, if it ever comes. This is an evolutionary step up from amplified instruments, which in turn are a step up from acoustic instruments. What comes after it, you wonder? A black tinted nothingness, or something finer? So you want to turn the church into a club? I know. She nods towards the sloping mass of wood on the coast, then shivers. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it. Hey, her black eyes widen. You two are cops? No, we are the law. Well, okay. She hesitates. Maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys? Because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right? I'll talk to them. They're inside that thing there. She points to the tent. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else? Enough about the church for now? What's that device you have there? This? She breathes on her freezing fingers. It's a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still. And the wires? Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. What's a contact microphone? A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice. Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike. Yeah, any news on my wife's name? How about my mother? Nope. You're welcome. And how does that thing work? The mic? I don't know exactly. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The box said it only picks up structure-borne sound. If you like technobabble. Where did you get the mic from? Same place I got the recorder from. The Elysium. What is the Elysium? Oh man, you haven't been to the Elysium? She forgets herself for a moment. It's the coolest place in the whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck. Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though. Sounds interesting. Who is this Arno guy? Oh yeah, she looks you over, assessing your age. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Elysium-going kind of person. I get down. I don't know what that means. I grind. I don't know what that means either. Nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock, in the form of a wrecked tape player and a completely trashed hotel room. That's cool. She breathes on her fingers. Looks like she doesn't know what to say. Never mind, let's talk about that contact mic instead. Does it have anything to do with contact mic? She's confused. Yeah, I record stuff with it. No, I mean the boxer. Ha! No, this is a contact microphone. It's recording inside solid objects. Contact mic just beats people up. Actually, I had some other questions. You seem surprisingly comfortable with being questioned. Why's that? Well, it's just questioning, right? You're questioning me. It's what cops do. Fast and clean. A good one. She can't quite say it's a lie, but feels like one. She's better at lying than she'd like everyone to know. Have you been questioned before? Yes, once or twice. I'm sorry, I haven't had the Revocol experience they get east of the river. So what trouble have you gotten into with the police? The usual. I had a shitty run as a teenager. What's the usual? You know, drinking, getting into fights, the ugly stuff that happens when you move out of your parents' place at 13. In Faubourg. Interesting term. Time to glean some knowledge. Wait, what is in Faubourg? Is this a rhetorical question? No, I literally can't remember even the most basic terms sometimes. The lieutenant steps in. Faubourg, not in Faubourg, is a massive banlieue south of Jamrock Quarter. It is the largest ghetto in Revocol, possibly in the world. I know what Jamrock is, but say that I didn't. We're Jamrock, sort of. Martinez is called North Jamrock sometimes. Jamrock is also a ghetto, only smaller than Faubourg. Jamrock is a district of Revocol comprised of the following quarters: Pox, Villa Lobos, Central Jamrock, Grand Couronne, the Old South, and the Valley of the Dogs. Learning is great. Turn to the girl. And why did you have to move out when you were so young? My dad was a drunk. Plus, I guess I just wanted to drink too, you know? Get my party on. You know what? I think you've really learned something from all those times you've been questioned. Some of your lies have been pretty good. Thank you. The girl is truly proud of herself. Yes, I can't even remember how many you've told or which ones I picked up on. Is there anything that will up my empathy so that I can make this check? Empathy. Empathy, empathy. No. I mean, I guess my basic check isn't too bad. And I gave her my hat, goddammit. Put another hat on. Like this hat. Let's put this hat on. I look cool in this hat. I don't think I want to keep these trousers on. They're making me seriously angry.
Hello again.
Okay. The tape recorder lies on the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. Oh. The device is cold to the touch. An angular Omicron logo adorns the yellow plastic cover. Underneath you see a reel of tape rolling. You put the device back on the ice. Okay. So we've got to do a bit better to move it together. More tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. A pole screwed into the ice keeps the tent erect. Trash from some unending party. This is someone's home away from home, just like yours. Painted with pastels, someone is trying to bring cheer to the world. The tent is just a tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is. Squeeze in.
Sorry, you barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures for you to squeeze in. It seems very disco. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. Speaker, the big kind they use for live music. It actually seems to be a fair amount of space in there. A pile of nasal sprays, brand name, nose-fed Ultra. That looks like my way out. I can talk to these guys. You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
There is definitely something futuristic about his hair, aggressively so. You get the sense that this is what the future will look like. Imbecilic. Yes, should the future ever come, it will look deeply imbecilic, like this guy. Shake his hand. His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with the earrings looks at you suspiciously.
An egghead. Egg!
The tape player high above his head continues to blast what is probably anodic music.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Wait, how many music venues have you organised?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Aha, that means they haven't set up a single one yet. Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
No need, this place is pretty bad.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face. Don't fall for it. Enough histrionics. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dope heads. Burnouts.
He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Reversholt.
Strike that, the word.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there are the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dope heads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert on those. I feel like you may be laying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about these dope heads and burnouts? They're spooky. What exactly do you mean by spooky? I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't heat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse. People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that. Thank you, Egghead. He turns to you. So you're going to look into it, right? It should be a police matter, getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the ecclesiastics meant their property for. I'm going to look into it. Tell me more. All right, man. He claps his hands enthusiastically. Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange giddy looks. That's it for now. Oh, you should have the key. We had to padlock the door of the church to keep more vagrants from wandering in. Noid, give the officer the key. Alright. The speed freak dips into his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool infused move, tossing it in your general direction. Okay? we could try to be cool and catch it as it flies towards us, or act like a normal person, let it fall to the ground, then pick it up. Nah, we gotta try to be super cool. Hey! You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches, just the tiniest chime to your left. Catch it. Catching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly. Bask in the glory. The young man with ribcage-shaped suspenders looks at you standing there with a goofy grin on your face. Feels nice. It would feel a whole lot less nice had you dropped them, or worse, got hit in the eye with them. Good thing that didn't happen. How long have those people been locked in there? Not long? Like a week maybe? He shrugs. How can you be sure they haven't starved to death? I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on, I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive. Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there. Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means? Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive. I mean, come on, most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives. Sounds like nonsense. You're right, it is nonsense. Total garbage. I knew you'd see through it. You're one smart cop. It feels good to be a smart cop, doesn't it? That's a good cop to be. Has a nice ring to it, smart cop. You wouldn't want to be stupid cop, now would you? But still, maybe he's just sucking up to you. You can stop buttering me up now, thank you. Oh, okay. He nods his bleached, spiked head. I won't do that anymore. Be careful out there, officer, and tell us how it goes, yeah? We'll be here. I don't think I'm quite finished probing these guys for information. There was more we could ask them
So you
about.
had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid? Good.
Skin shows through the holes in the speed freak's too large sweater. In front of him, an open toolbox full of carpentry tools and parts. I wonder if we could talk him into letting us have some of those.
Good you talk to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
He runs his hand through his hair, which is combed back in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears. Sign? Yeah, gotta compare. See if we can align. Interesting. I suck at socializing, man. Even now, our sign synchronization is way off. But I'll see what I can do. He continues to rearrange his tools. Why are you called Noid? He picks up some sort of widget. The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It is not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment. It's not easy to reach a harmonic resonance of signs without some adjustment. Does this mean we need sign matching? Yes, further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve this would be by getting us into the church. Oh, I see. Okay, maybe I'll come back later. Egghead. A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Wowshi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says, as though you're supposed to be sharing some tremendous evangelical secret.
Hardcore!
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega!
Say nothing.
Internally coherent!
Still say nothing.
All core! Alright! Yeah!
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime, invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah!
He lets out an agonized roar over the feverish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. So hardcore!
Is it though?
He stops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to one side. I was just thinking that a moment ago.
One mind, one spirit. There's no other world. There's no other life.
Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think? The hell? The young man with the tape recorder acknowledges your return. When he looks at you, he squints as though you were the setting sun.
This is hardcore. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All core. All right. Yeah. Hardcore. Ah!
No, but seriously, I'm a little worried it isn't.
The question is, what is the question?
Ah. That would have been good if I had asked you a question, but I didn't. Now it's just idiotic.
But there was a question?
Weird,
Back to the heavyweight jam.
says the young man with the tape player and the large Boydero boots. Lung-shaped trees spout, or even sprout, on his silver belt buckle.
Hardcore. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent.
I was wondering if you knew he killed the mercenary hanging behind the whirling in rags hostel.
Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakokata, the place to be.
I'm beginning to think this really doesn't have anything to do with the case.
It's the message, so listen and you will see. No illusion. The spirit is what you feel. It is a bit of a maze puzzle. Hi again. So, how are things going?
He looks excited. The tips of his hair are sharp and white. The bleach has consumed almost all of the toothbrush on the mirror in front of him. Who exactly are these people inside the church? Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All I've seen are glimpses. You haven't even seen them when you want the police involved? Well, he leans in for emphasis. There's also the machinery. This machinery is of the deeply mystical variety. When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together, so about 2 weeks ago we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines laying around in there. One of them has wires running into the bowels of water. wires into water. Never seen anything like that. Andre, tell him about the feeling. Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark. No, the other one. Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg. Felt like silence. Awful silence. But you haven't physically seen anyone. Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us up inside. But that's kinda it. What was that about something watching you? Like you aren't alone, you know? It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean. Not human? As in a ghost? Do you know what he means? It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man. A crab man? Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab. The other one agrees. It was stalking Acel, exhibiting ambush behaviour. Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures, and not known for climbing walls. Are you sure there was a crab man? Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Acel was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there. You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab. The implications of this are too numerous to consider. Proceed with caution. Learn all you can before entering that dark building. How can you be sure they're burnouts and dope heads if you haven't even seen them? Well, honestly, I can't, but I am. This is a below feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy. Wow. You can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. Hey now, he furrows his brow. I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers. Don't let all that technology fool you. He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. Where do you think drugs come from? Can you tell me more about this machinery? You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dope head sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably. Very likely. Alright, let's talk about something else. I know Noid has his signs, but what's the deal with Egghead there? Ooh, this could be helpful. He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, but by being a master of ceremonies. How do you communicate with him? Well, he shrugs, he's just kinda here. I don't really know how to communicate with him. Have you ever really talked to him? Yeah, sometimes. When I'd stumble and find my way into his centre. You have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first, though. The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. Okay. You mentioned some kind of ecclesiastics own the church. Who are they? Oh yeah, there's a Meteoran name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it. If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery. Demagoguery. Right. Mask it. Now humour me, Andre. What is the founding party? Come to think of it, I never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation. And they have roots in ancient mass society. He pauses. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian Church. Plus they anoint the innocents. They, made the innocentic system. No? Andre, in your opinion, would this ancient religious organisation who anoints the innocents want a club of anodic music in one of their churches? Totally. There isn't a trace of doubt in his voice. The Pericarnassian Church is about love. Anodic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance. He violently shakes the tape player, as if to see if he can break it. Love is hardcore. Unity. Unity. Make some noise for my Insulidian posse. He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance. I guess love can be pretty hardcore. Oh yeah, it can. He's coming around. He nods at his friend, then turns to you with a mischievous grin. You're getting it. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What's a posse? Your posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cop posse. You look out for each other and you party together. That's a posse. The two men and a woman stand on a beach under a row of houses long abandoned to the war damage. The words field electrical have peeled off the turn of the century waterfront development. One of the men carries a small boy on his shoulders. The boy looks up at the faded logo. The woman says to him, "Good to see you here, Special Consultant. We're worried about the Lieutenant Euphrater." "Why are you worried about the Lieutenant Euphrater?" asks the boy. Then a wave comes crashing in. Sounds like you're just saying random things. Love, posse, make noise. Are we? He looks at you mysteriously. You hear a wave crashing outside, not far. It's a big one. The rumble dissipates into the baseline. Yeah! The one with the large head really enjoys it when his friend gets mysterious. Okay. Now I understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. Anodic music is about love, and so is the Pericarnassian Church. Yeah! Yakokata, the place to be. He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericarnassianism. Do it for the masses, do it for the crew. His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so. I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got any more questions? The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. I wanted to ask you about this tent full of equipment. Yeah? What? I see you brought your own water. Yeah. Good to have. Bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water. And it's distilled too. Oh? He doesn't know what to say. It's the one they sell at the fuel station. It's like he's lying to you, my liege. Wow. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of. Hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here. It does, doesn't it? Told you we had a smell problem. Noid picks up a piece of telephone cord and inspects it. Wait, I also smell ether. Why? Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid? Nope. It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent, like laundry detergent. Andre sniffs the air, then shrugs. A shrug is good enough for us. They say it when you can shrug it. Oh, why say it when you can shrug it? What's with all the nosafed? And what's that now? He leans in to hear you better. Point to the bottles of nasal spray in the corner. The nosafed Ultra. You have a lot of it lying around. Oh, the old Ultra, he's like an actor looking for a souffleur for his line. I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose, we all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter, can't even breathe. You sound fine to me? Yes, he nods energetically. That's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Nosa, I'd be drowning in shit right now. Nosafed is the shit. Can I have some? I have some nose problems too. Sure. He picks up one from the corner and hands it to you. Here you go, officer. The Nosa. Blast away. Alright, I think that's enough of this. So we have a godly logic check. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyse. We have a low chance that this might be worth increasing logic. And dressing for the occasion. Where are our clothes? Yes, clothes. Logic. Get a logic boost. No. Come on, logic. Come on, logic. That's +1 logic. That actually gives us +2 because those glasses were giving us a minus to logic. Got to get all Vulcan on us, I think. Okay. So what's that check look like now?
Hi again. So, how
Even.
things going?
We do have quite a lot of points. Mind you, it's a white check, so that means
Hi again.
if we
So,
don't succeed at it
how
this
things
time,
going?
we can increase logic and try it again. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyse. Okay, so the speed freaks want to start a club for dance music. That much checks out. Youths like music. You feel as though you might have liked music more when you were young too, but you digress. Rub your chin. What's the gist of it? The gist of it is, they want to turn the church into a club, but a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what's the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. This is going well. Plus, it has to be considered you can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. What? That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out. It still feels as if this didn't quite go as it should have. Okay. So we need a logic boost. Okay. Let's give it another go.
Hi again. So, how things going?
Nothing jumps out to you. Nothing is out of the ordinary. Really? Because I could swear something's not adding up here. How about you get out and breathe? The air in the tent is too thick for you to think clearly. Okay. I think we're having a bit of a panic. Might be worth talking to the girl out here. and then having another bash. But we will do that next time. Thank you for watching. Please consider supporting my Patreon if you aren't doing so already. And like, share and subscribe. So long. Thank you to my epic patrons who make videos like these possible. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see more, don't forget to subscribe.